Wisconsin Supreme Court is going to hear a challenge to Governor Evers' partial veto powers, specifically one partial veto that increased school funding in Wisconsin schools for the next 400 years, which clearly was not the intent of the bill, but a governor has certain line item veto powers. And the way that Governor Evers took care of a bill that would raise state assistance per student, he took that language and vetoed a couple of digits, and so that the increase in student aid, instead of ending in 2023-24 and 2024-25, by striking the numbers just so, the increase in school aid will run until the year 24-25. Now, the funny thing is, the governor's line item veto powers have been reduced a couple of different times over the past 25 years or so. And yet, as we see in this bill as well, there are still ways that a governor can craft a bill that, shall we say, is creative. Doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican. And again, the legislature, but first the state Supreme Court, will have to wrestle with, is that what we want? Now, in Evers' case, obviously, there are many ways where his line item veto has been used in a way that is beneficial to the state. But again, as we discovered, certainly with Scott Walker and Tommy Thompson before that, there are ways to creatively veto a bill that so wildly, pervert legislative intent as to be harmful. Now, I don't know what this state Supreme Court is going to do, it being led by progressives now. Are they going to say, hey, whatever Tony Evers wants to do is fine? Or are they going to say, okay, now that we're in charge, let's set a reasonable standard on what a governor's line item veto power should be? Whatever it is, I hope we come to some kind of resolution, because this line item veto showdown between a Republican legislature and a Democratic governor is causing real harm. Republican legislators have the ability to try to override a governor's veto, even a line item veto. They can get together, and if they can get 2/3 of the assembly and 2/3 of the Senate to say, yep, what the governor did is so egregious, we're going to overrule it, then fine. But if you don't have the votes, you don't have the votes. And state law lets the governor make these vetoes, so stop being crybabies about it. But because certain legislators are, to be blunt, being crybabies about it, they continue to sit on $125 million in money that should be used right now to clean PFAS out of contaminated drinking water and groundwater across Wisconsin. They are sitting on $15 million that has already been approved to deal with the healthcare crisis in western Wisconsin caused by the closure of 2 hospitals. And Republicans are sitting on $50 million that could go toward improving reading and literacy in Wisconsin schools. In each guest, we've had guests on to come on and talk about the impact of that. And in each case, as we've made clear, this isn't new money. This is money the legislature, run by Republicans, has approved in bills the governor has signed, but legislative leadership is claiming a power to be able to withhold the money because they don't like the governor's line item vetoes on all 3 of those bills. To which the proper legal response is, too bad.